Um, all right, so thanks for being here, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 14th. I had to check the date there for a second. Every day just blends into one. Um, and so tonight, we're going to have one of our own team members, Lauren, talk to us just a little bit about kind of like her journey and like her mindset and how she was able to get to Diamond so quickly in, I think it was exactly on her 3-month mark of being a coach that she was able to do it. So that's really exciting. And just how she's been able to kind of just overcome she's had a few struggles like everyone does, obviously, but she just has her vision set so high and she knows exactly where she wants to go with this business. So she's going to spend some time talking to you guys about that tonight and some tips that she does that have worked really well for her. It's just nice to hear from other people, I feel like, on the team, because not everybody's way of reaching out and having success in the business is the same for everyone. So I think it's really good to hear from other people on the team too who haven't been even doing it that long and are having success. So it's good to learn from others, I feel. But she'll be on in just a minute. She was just coming back from a softball game. So before we get started with her, I just wanted to talk just a little bit about, the summit that's going to be in Nashville this July 16th to the 19th. And I really want you all, and you guys should be relaying this message too to your coaches. If I know there's a lot of people that can't make the calls because people are busy, but it's really, really important to get yourself, to these events. And I know I said that 100 times, and Carl Deichler, he even said himself that this event is the biggest event that Beachbody has to offer, and that if he couldn't get in or if you couldn't get in, he said that he would find a way to just kind of sneak in and show up and get there so that he could experience it. Because you're there with 25 to 30,000 other coaches in the company. That's huge. And you're going to be doing top-notch trainings with people who are really high up in the company, top leaders in the company, authors of some of the most influential books that you can read are going to be there giving presentations. You're going to be doing workouts with the celebrity trainers. And, if you want people, think about it this way. You guys are spending all this time now, reaching out to people, planting seeds in people's heads, and, everyone's watching you. They are, whether or not they like your post or comment on your post or say anything. You might think that, no one's seeing what you're doing, but people are watching. And so for these next, I think the summit is literally exactly 2 months away. For the next 2 months, all these people are going to be watching you. And then all of a sudden, if you go to summit and you post a picture of yourself with 25 to 30,000, coaches in the background, people are going to see that. And then they're going to see, oh my gosh, this is actually really serious. She's serious about this. This isn't just some little online Beachbody hobby thing to help people get healthy. This is a legit, serious business. And then they're going to take you more seriously if they see that you're getting yourself to these events, especially that one. So a couple things about Summit. You can pack in as many people as you want into the hotel rooms. I have room in my hotel room, and I know there's been a lot of people last minute who are going to be kind of staying in my room, and that's fine. The more the merrier, seriously. I just want you guys to get there. Some people are going to be carpooling with other people and driving down. There's ways to get there if you guys need to save money to do it like that. So you should be kind of relaying that message to your coaches too, so that the way they can see that and they can experience that. An important thing too is if you guys hit Success Club this month and next month, if you get a combined total yourself of 25 points, you get to go to the exclusive Success Club party at the Beachbody Summit. So that's something you're not going to want to miss. So definitely try to kick things into high gear, this month and next, and just spend as much time as you can reaching out to people, following up with people, forming, keeping up with your posting, as many times as you can throughout the day so that people can watch you and, watch your journey and they can see what's going on in your life. There was one more thing I wanted to say here too about that. Did I write it down? Oh gosh, I feel like it was on the tip of my tongue and it's not here now. But anyways, they have on-stage recognition there. So if you're a diamond or above, you will be able to go on stage and get a medal around your neck in front of all those people. That's huge to be able to go up there, all your hard work, and It's awesome. I can't wait to get there and be able to experience it. Another reason too is that, I know I haven't been to Summit myself, obviously, because I've only been coaching now for 10 months. So I wasn't, a coach at the, when the last one was. But, every single coach, literally, that I have talked to, that I have, had the, pleasure to meet, has said how incredible it is to get to this event and how it completely changes your business. Like, totally. I was just on a call earlier tonight with Alex Bunton. She's in charge of all the East Region leaders, and it was a small group call, and there were 4 of us on there total, and the other girls had been there last year, and they all said that when they went to Summit, they were only an Emerald coach, and when they came back, they learned so much from the trainings and just were so amped up and, really truly seeing what this can do for you by being there, that their business, they were able to grow themselves up into like star diamonds, in a short period of time. And because that's what's important too about it, is that those trainings are going to be so incredible. I went to the New Leaders Conference in January for 2 Star Diamonds, and that was incredible. And that was just like a small leadership conference. So the summit with 30,000 coaches there, the trainings there are going to be incredible. They're trainings that you're not going to get from me. You're not going to get from other people on the team. It's something that you really, really, really have to go there and experience. So you need to really ask yourself, it boils down to it. How serious are you about this? If it's more of a hobby, then, there's your answer. But if you are seriously doing something right now in your life, and I've said this to other teams too that I've had to talk to, if you're doing something every day in your life right now that you don't really 100% love, like you just kind of do it because you feel like you have to do it and it pays the bills, it's a job to do, and you're not really happy, then seriously, guys, like this is your chance to change it. Like I'm telling you right now, it is totally your chance to change it. Just the other week, I don't know if you saw my post, but my paycheck actually exceeded Nick's take-home paycheck, and he makes 6 figures. So the potential is there. Some of the people on the team have just started sharing their income. I know Kelly, just said today was her highest paycheck of like over $500. That's pretty good. She's got a full-time job, as a teacher. She's a mom. She has 2 little kids at home. She's married. She's busy, and she's running this business, and that's what this has done for her. And that's just not even anywhere close to where this is, can take her or any of you on this team. So you have to ask yourself, that, because honestly, what happened with me is that, I really liked teaching, I did, but, I didn't wake up every morning excited to do it, I didn't. And I didn't like love going in because it was just, the times have changed with teaching. There's so much politics involved now with it. There's, it kind of sucked the fun out of it a little bit for me. And, there's always people in there observing you, and the superintendents are there, and the MCAS, and oh my God. But then when I started doing this, and, this isn't for everybody, that's the thing, it's not. But it can be for you. And so I just got to the point where, I really realized that I don't want to just bump along in life and just kind of just follow along with, the path and just kind of, do what I got to do to get by. If I had looked back before Beachbody, my life was good. I could say that, I didn't go through anything traumatic, really, anything like that. Like I don't have any horrible stories to share. Of course there's been like some bad times and things have happened. Obviously that's normal, but, I'd look back and say like, oh, I had a good life. I actually had a great life. But then since doing Beachbody, it just made me realize, like it honestly just opened my eyes and made me realize, well, why would you just settle for good? Why wouldn't you make this, the best possible life for you and your family that you can possibly make it, really? And now that's my mindset. That has been my mindset. And it's all because of Beachbody. And any single person that does this can make a decision, and it's all on you. You can have all the trainings and you can have all the tools laid out to you, and it's going to be on you though. It's your business. So you need to really think to yourself and ask yourself, like, how bad do you really want this to work for you? Do you see yourself going into wherever you're doing right now? Do you see yourself doing that literally every single day until the day you retire, until you're 55 years old? 60 years old. Who knows? I mean, my mom's 67 and she's still teaching. She doesn't like really doing that. And so if you don't like that, I mean, you don't have to settle for that at all. You can seriously use this as an opportunity and as a business for you to do anywhere in the world, you know, in your own house, making your own hours, creating a complete life of freedom. And I'm not even just talking like financial freedom. I'm just talking like having the opportunity to be able to spend time with the ones you love and be able to make memories with them and not have to worry so much about, you know, your husband going into work every day and only having 1 or 2 weeks off a year. And no, I can't take that week off for vacation because somebody else in the office is taking, you know, off that week for a vacation. Just simple things like that. I mean, this can really be the vehicle for that. So whether it's your first day as a coach, you know, or you've been doing this for months, you can wake up tomorrow or you can get off this call tonight and you can decide that, you know what, no, like I am going to take control and I'm going to create my future and I'm going to make it the best it can possibly be for me and my family, you know. And it's just nice to be in complete control over that. And you know what, guys, I mean, as you know, because you're in this isn't easy, you know, it's not. I mean, you're building your own business from the ground up, all behind closed doors, all by yourself. The only one who's going to get the job done is you. And so that's why a lot of people quit, you know, honestly, because that's the most of the population is the people who, you know, it's just the way it is. Like if you're reading like the personal development books, if you've read The Slight Edge, I mean, it says it right in there that, you know, 95% of people they're just okay with just living their life, you know, as is. Some of them will do their job forever, even if they don't really like it. But then there's a small percentage of people who, you know, want more than that, you know. And so you kind of have to ask yourself if that's what you want or not, and just be serious with yourself. And like I said, it's not easy. Otherwise, if it was, everybody would do it. I mean, it takes hard work. And that's why, you know, having your why, your reason has to seriously be so powerful. So, I mean, if you're kind of wishy-washy and you don't really know why you're doing this, then you're going to kind of be hanging out in limbo for a long time in this, and you're going to struggle moving forward in this business. You know, that's one of the reasons I feel that I was able to, you know, move so fast in this. People always ask, like, how the heck did you do that? And it was because right from the beginning, I got into this, you know, for my kids because I did not want to leave them and go back to work. I was hell-bent about it happening. So I didn't have time to waste. I didn't have time to sit around. Like, it was like I had to go balls to the wall because in my mind, like, I was not going back to work especially after being with them for that amount of time. It wasn't going to happen. It wasn't even an option. So I got into this business like knowing that there was no plan B. Like, it was like, this is it. I'm not quitting. I am not a quitter. I'm not quitting, and I'm not looking back. Like, I'm going to make this work. And it was all about the kids all the time. And so at the end of every day, when I was so freaking exhausted and the kids are crazy and they're puking and I'm covered in yogurt and I have a flipping headache, you know, every night I'm disciplined with it and I sit down at the computer here at 8:30 and I work until 12:30 every single night. And it's not easy. It's not. Trust me, it's not. Especially now because I'm doing this ultimate reset thing and I have like no energy because I can't drink coffee or anything like that. But I mean, so just, I mean, I can't say it enough, really, how this can be whatever you want it to be. But if your why is still not clear, like if you don't have a really strong, powerful one, like you really have to spend the time and sit down and think about why you're doing this and why this is important to you. You know, what made you get into this? Why are you now like an active coach? And, you know, what are your plans for the future with this? If it's just a hobby, that's fine. Like, you know, some people just want that. Some people are totally happy 100% with what they're doing every day. And that's awesome if that's the case, you know, because that's what you want. You want to be able to live life like that. You don't want to look back and be like, oh man, you know, and have regrets. Like, why did I do that? Like, I could have left so much earlier. Or why did I stick around in that job with that boss for all that time? Like, they didn't even treat me well. Like, you know, it goes on and on and on. So start to ask that, you know, for yourself. And one of the things that can really help you, honestly, is, you know, personal development. If you guys aren't reading personal development, I mean, it has to be something that you do every day. And it doesn't need to be, you know, you open up a book and you sit there for an hour and read. I mean, you could listen to audio tapes. You can listen to Jim Rohn is really awesome. Like, Jim Rohn is good. John C. Maxwell is really good. I just got this new thing. Where's that new thing, Nick, with the DVD that I got?
Oh,
Can you grab it? Really? Hold on, guys. Oh, it's right here. It's probably upside down. But anyways, it's called 6 Figures in 6 Months. And this is actually going to be my prize I'm going to give away to one of you guys for the top Success Club earners. This was actually $120. So I'm going to be giving this away, but it was on, whose call was this on? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. Amy Silverman. She's like the number 2 coach in the company right now. She did a call for Colleen Eddy a while ago, a couple weeks back. And she said it was this whole thing right here. It's like DVDs, 6 Figures in 6 months. She said it changed her entire business and it works. So I went out and bought a couple copies. So I'm going to be giving this away to somebody either this month or next month. I'll let you guys know those so you guys can hit the ground running, to the person with the top Success Club points for that month. So I started listening to it, and it has some really good stuff. So you can do audio tapes, in the car. Just 10 minutes is fine. You can read a book. If you're struggling with confidence, so if you're really struggling with confidence, and now I've been telling all my new coaches this too, as soon as they sign up, that if you have a confidence struggle at all, just even at all, that the first book, honestly, that you should read is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And you got to read that one first, because if your confidence is not up in this business, if you are struggling at all, then you're going to have a tough time with this. Your confidence needs to be 100% spot on. It needs to be, your confidence needs to be 100% with you and with this whole business idea and with the programs and everything. It's like a big puzzle. It needs to be all put together, 100% there. You need to have that. So if you haven't read that book yet and you're struggling with that, you can do You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. If you are all set with that, like I said, a really good book to read is The Slight Edge. And just 10 minutes every single night if you're going to actually read a book. I noticed myself that I started to fall out of that routine a little bit of reading at night, because I was staying up a little bit later than normally, and then a little bit later than normally doing work. And then by the time I went up to bed, it was 12:40, and I'm like, oh, and I skipped a couple nights. And then each night that I did that, it was just oh, I'll just go to bed, I'll read tomorrow. Oh, I'll just go to bed and I'll read tomorrow. And so it gets harder to get back on it if you let yourself go. So you really have to be, disciplined with that and make sure that you're doing your personal development every single night. Oops. Hold on a minute. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. It was weird. This Zoom thing just was you logged in with a different account. Oh, good. There's Lauren. Oops. So, yeah. So make sure you're doing your PD. And I can unmute you, I think, Lauren. So let me see. It's so funny because you guys, oh, good. There you are. Okay, awesome. So now I'm going to now that I just blabbed your ear off all about Summit and and all that. But yeah, like I said, I really wanted you guys to hear from Lauren, just so that you guys could hear, her story and where she came from and how her mindset and discipline has helped her really grow in this business so fast. And, she was able to hit diamond, like I said, in exactly 3 months, which is really incredible. And she's just got a clear vision of where she's going with this, which is right to the top, and she'll say it. And she is so sure of it. So I want you guys to hear from her and hear about her tips and things like that have worked for her. And I'm sure it'll help you guys. So thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you for waiting for me. I'm sorry that took me forever. My computer is on its last leg. Seriously, I don't know what's going on. So anyways, here we are. Hi guys. Sorry I'm a little late. We had a softball game and they won, so that's a good thing. Yes, they won. All right, so basically it took me a few days to get the momentum rolling. I think in the beginning I definitely I wanted it from the start. I dove right in. I went into my office. I had no clue what I was looking at. And I'm like, I need to understand this. I need to know what I'm looking at. And it did. It took me some time, but I figured it out. And I probably messaged Kathy 10 times a day with questions. God bless her, because I was like, I'm sorry, I know I'm bugging you, but what do I do? What is this? What is that? And I recommend really doing that yourself, because that's what we're here for as your upline coaches, as teammates. I mean, whoever it is, you need to ask questions, do it. And don't be afraid, because somebody knows the answer. Somebody knows. So when I first started talking to Kathy, she said, literally, Lauren, I went through my whole friends list and I invited them, like however many, a couple hundred of them there were. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's crazy. So I started picking and choosing. I'm like, I'll ask this person. And as I started doing that, the fear of doing that really just like, it went away. And I started doing the same thing. And I probably, honest to God, didn't make it through my whole friends list. It just started flowing. Like people started wanting to do it. And I'm like, okay, this is great. I had a group of people and it just started adding up very quickly. So I used Kathy's script. I mean, she sent me what she wrote to people is, hey, basically you want to touch base on their family at first. And then you just, boom, like I'm doing a challenge group. You want to join? And it really, I mean, it's a lot different than coming off and like, I just had this lady I'm friends with send me this message that her upline probably gave to her about an Athena's party. And I don't know if you guys know what Athena's is, but I was like, oh my God. And she seriously was like pushing me, not pushing, but she was trying to like, she's like trying to like persuade me. I'm like, I'm not into that. I'm sorry. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm so grateful that what I'm giving people is their lives. It's health and wellness, and it's being better and happier and all of those things. And it really hit home for me, because I'm like, I'm not pushing dildos on people. Like I couldn't. And she's like, she asked me to fill out this form to like get back in touch with her. Cause I'm like, I kind of gave her this roundabout. I'm like, I'm not really into that, but maybe somewhere down the road. I didn't want to just be like, no. So, I mean, once again, anyways, back to what I was saying. I just had to throw that out there, because what we do is so much more. So don't be afraid to reach out to people, because you're not selling things like that. You're giving them their life back, and you're basically you're sharing health and wellness with them. And what better thing to do, So yeah, I'm sorry that you had to Google that, but yes, it's dildo. I don't want to say it too loud because my stepdaughter's in the room over here. And my husband's yelling at me too. So anyways, definitely, I mean, literally, if you put your fear aside and just start messaging people, I mean, even people that you haven't talked to in 10 years, you'd be surprised how many people are like, you know what? Yeah, I'm interested. So do it, The other thing is, do you hear that noise? What's that noise?
Pay attention to that.
Babe.
It's the washing machine.
Oh, so anyways, post about a challenge group, like I put a post up. It probably took me a little bit because I wasn't sure how to run a challenge group yet, but invite people to a challenge group, and definitely, literally, if they liked that post, I was messaging them. I mean, if somebody likes my post, I'm messaging them right away, because I want to know if they're interested. They might not be able to come up, message you and be like, hey, I'm interested. Some people aren't sure. They don't know if they are or not. And they want to know more, but they don't know how to ask. They don't know what to say. So just do it, The next thing is add friends. Always adding people on Facebook. Literally, I'm on this thing right here, and it shows me suggested friends. And I'm like, 5 mutual friends. Add. I mean, I literally add people every single day to my friends list. And it's probably not, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because it's gotten to the point that I'm not keeping track. So I literally have to go back, and I have like my notebook over here that I'm keeping track of people. And I mean, there's pages. I have pages. And honestly, guys, I haven't reached out to half of these people. So it just shows me that my network is so small, and there's so many people that I still have to reach out to. So what I'll do is I'll go through the list, and I'll look at somebody's name, and I'll go to their page, and I'll start seeing what they're doing. I'll like their posts. I'll comment on a picture, or, see what they're up to. And like I said, I literally haven't touched half of those people, and I'm a diamond already. So I can only imagine where the rest of those people are going to take me. And like I said, with adding people, I try to stick with like five or more mutual friends. But as you start adding, the people that were just 1 or 2 mutual friends, all of a sudden they're 5 mutual friends. So you end up adding them anyways. So if you just want to add them, go ahead. It doesn't really matter. And the other thing too is following up with people. I know like these are really, we talk about these things all the time, but it really makes a difference. Because this one lady, for instance, Kathy, I reached out to her probably when I started, and I sent her that message and I said, hey, you know, want to join a group? And she was kind of like, yeah, whatever. And I told her about PIO. I said, it's really great, low impact. And, you know, coming from somebody, I made it sound like I knew what I was talking about. I've never done PIO. I've only seen other coaches on our team page that do it and love it. So I kind of just pretend like I know what I'm talking about. But a lot of times if I want to know, I'll go into the Coach Online office, and at their trainings that, you know, I'll get like a thing from there and I'll be like, oh, this is what it is. I'll send them a video. It's like 2-minute video that gives them a little intro to the program. So I posted that post in me in my bathing suit the other day. And that really, those progress pictures, guys, I can't talk enough about those progress pictures, because people need to see to believe. They need to see it. They have to see it. And I mean, even I looked at that picture. I'm like, I never thought I would be a progress picture, but here I am. And I was, and I've always looked at them and been like, wow, how do they do that? And here I am looking at my picture. I'm like, oh my God, I did that. So, you know, you don't think that you're going to be that person, but you can be. And when people see someone they know making that progress, they're like, wow, I need to know. So back to Kathy, she saw that picture and she's like, I got to do it. So she's doing the 21-day fix, and she's on her first, I think this is her first week. And she just tagged me in a post, and she's like, I just did the upper fix or lower fix. And she's like, it was a lower fix. She's like, I'm going to need a wheelchair tomorrow. So she's loving it. And she's like, what is the app you use to make pictures and add text? And I'm like, oh, you're really getting into it now. I am like future coach on my hands. So you can really see the people that are into it, like they want it, you know, they want the whole change. They want the lifestyle change. They want the body change, the mind change. And those are the people that tend to share it more, because I've already seen people comment on her picture, her status. What are you doing? What's the 21-day fix? And I'm like, yep, I'm getting her to sign people up. So, you know, you can see the growth in people, and you can definitely see the potential in people. And that definitely makes a difference. Don't be like especially with the progress pictures, that definitely pulls the people in. So don't be afraid, guys. I know it's hard, and nobody wants to even take the before picture for that matter. And my before pictures in my living room, like on a table, and I look at it every day, but it really drives me to keep going, to get up and do my workouts, to drink my Shakeology, and it drives me further. So don't be afraid to take it. I printed it on my Groove book. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but look it up because it's cool. Definitely, I mean, use your social media. Post every day on Facebook, whether it's a picture of your shake, or it's a recipe, something you made for dinner that's 21-day fix approved. I was just talking to Craig about this in the car. I made a post with Olivia in it the other day. And I think that, you know, that's really my target audience would be moms. You know, it's moms that they just had a baby, and it's hard to juggle all those things. You know, I'm sure some of you can understand. You have a baby and you don't really know what to focus on. You're a mom, you're a wife, you know, and then you have to also take care of yourself in there somewhere. And it's not easy. You know, it took me a year to figure out, like, I need to really focus on me. And I know that when I finally made that decision, I couldn't be happier. I'm in a better place now than I was then, thanks to Kathy. I mean, and there's always somebody to look back on and say, that person helped me get to where I am today. So don't be afraid to use Facebook, because there's people out there that can relate to you. And I think I'm going to start using that as my kind of go-to. I know that was part of the Coach University, was choosing your audience. You kind of made your own, you built your own coach or customer. And I think I'd like to focus on women that have recently had babies and, you know, they're struggling, or, I mean, even postpartum depression. I mean, that all comes into play with our self-image and how we feel about ourselves. And it's hard after you have a child. You're just this mess and you feel like a mess and you're always a mess. So it's just what it is, guys. It is what it is. My other thing is even though people don't always buy programs from me, I've had a lot of people say, like, you've inspired me to be a better me or to start working out. And, you know, a little bit of me, I'm like, well, why didn't you buy some Beachbody, you know? But it's okay, because I know that I'm doing my job and it's working, and that even if they didn't buy a product from me, that they're bettering themselves because of something I did or I said. And that to me is successful. I mean, it might not be $40 in my bank account, but I'll take that feeling over any amount of money. The other thing is, really, there's no excuses, you know, like you can't, there's no excuse. If you want to be successful, you have to be successful. You know, I have a 16-month-old, and I'm sure some of you also have children, and it's not easy. You know, I have to squeeze in time when she's napping this is what I use. I barely ever use my computer. If Olivia falls asleep, she's in my arms, I can do this. I can't be on my computer as easily as I can do this. And I had to go get a new phone because mine was just crapping the bed. And I had to go get a new one because I'm like, I need my phone. This is my life right now. I don't know what else to do. And thankfully I was able to. One second, I'm just gonna shut this door. Where's the door? All right. So, you know, I have to work around her schedule. It's not my schedule. Like I'm working on her schedule. When she naps, I work, you know, and if I can find time when, you know, I can't be on my phone all day, obviously. And you know, if one of my coaches or somebody reaches out to me about a challenge pack, yeah, I might be able to respond real quick, but I don't want to be that mom that's sitting there like this, you know, and some people might think that I am, but that's a different story. So anyways, you have to have that mindset that there's no excuse, whether you're up early or you're staying up late, like Kathy told 1 a.m, you know, everybody has their time frames when they work best. I'm in bed at 8:30, so normally, not tonight. I'm an early riser. I like to get up early, get my workout in, and then work when Olivia's sleeping. I mean, that's really when I get my work done. And she doesn't take long naps, guys. Like, it's kind of crazy and kind of annoying sometimes, but I have to fit in like this amount of work in this amount of time. And it's all about being focused. And obviously I'm not focused tonight. So sometimes I am. The other thing is sacrificing. I mean, every job comes with sacrifices, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a day job, if it's a night job, if it's this kind of a stay-at-home job, you have to sacrifice. And I mean, like last week, for instance, I didn't fold laundry all week. And God help me if Craig's listening right now, but he was not happy. and that was my sacrifice. When Olivia was sleeping, I wasn't folding laundry. I probably wasn't cleaning the house. I probably wasn't doing dishes. I was working. But you know what? Today, my paycheck is $442. And like, that's because I had all those sacrifices. I didn't do any of that stuff. Obviously, I can't do that every week, but it really showed that I was putting the time in. It showed me especially that if I take the time and put the time in and make these sacrifices, that it does pay off. Because, you know, I know you can look at your commissions for the week ahead, and next week doesn't even touch this week. So it's kind of like, I'm like, God, I just could have given that extra effort, but I learned my lesson, needless to say. So it's there's so many different things that come into play, and it's all about, you know, having the want to get there. And I want this so badly that I'm going to get there. Like, I don't have an option. I don't have a choice. I know that people think that I might not get there. So part of me is like, well, you know, like, I'm going to prove to you that I can, no matter what it takes. So, I mean, it's not easy. I have some friends that signed up with me, which definitely helps. You know, my mom just recently signed up, which was cool. So having, you know, and it took her a while, but she came around. So I'm working on it. You know, it definitely, I think the biggest thing is also just being consistent. You know, you have to be consistent. I'll sit there and go through my messages and see who I haven't talked to in a while that I recently touched base with, and follow up with those people. So you definitely don't want to forget the people that maybe said no or even didn't reply to you. Always reach out. Don't be afraid. I know that's probably a big thing for people is you get that, like, that feeling. You're like, oh, should I post this or should I message this person? Just do it. Just do it. Because you don't know until you try, you know? So just got to do it, guys. Look this is my little, my goals. So I don't know. How close are we to July? I don't know if I want to show you guys this yet. So these are my goals, and they're not, you know, not written down huge or anything, but my goal is July 16th to be 2-star diamond. I'd like to get on the Success Club cruise. I'm also like 10,000th in line, so I don't know if I'm going to make it, but even if, you know, the next trip, either way. And you know, my goal is to be making a steady $500 a week, I think, by summit. Can I do it? Yeah, I think I can. And am I gonna? Yeah, I am. So, you know, you just have to really give yourself these goals and just put your mindset to it. Like the push, I literally became diamond the day before the push ended. So I'm a last minute kind of gal, you know, what can I say? You know, I'm not the only one. It happens. And by the way, I do, you know, it happens. Like Ines were talking the other day, and, you know, it happens where, like, Craig, have a coach under Craig that's about to go inactive. So that means that I'm not going to be a diamond when that happens. So I need to find somebody to fill that spot. And I'm like sweating bullets because I'm like, I gotta find somebody. So that's my next thing right now, is focusing on finding a coach that I can fill that spot with. And luckily, thank God, it's Craig's account, not somebody, you know, that I have to push. It's my job to do it. So I am fortunate in that case that it's something that I can do and I have control of. But I do have, you know, coaches coming out of their shell, and they're like, I want to be a coach. I want to do that. I'm like, sweet. So it does happen. It does take time. I thought last week at this time, I was like, I'm never going to have coaches that want it as bad as I do. But they come. They do. They really do. You just have to be patient and willing to work with them. So, guys, just have faith and believe, because you can all do it too.
Oh, thank you so much, Lauren. You did such a good job. I was just saying to Nick, I'm like, oh, I can totally picture her just running her whole own team call one day, you know? But yeah, a couple of things that I wanted to just share that I like that she said. And before I forget too, Lauren, because I know you were just saying like about getting on the cruise and stuff like that for Success Club, but you missed at the beginning of this call, but I was saying that for Summit, you get to go to the like exclusive Success Club party that they're going to be having one night if you get a combined Success Club 25 points for this month and next month.
Okay.
So that's something cool to kind of shoot for. But yeah, so as I was listening to her talk, you know, a couple of things like stood out to me that I really liked. So when she was saying that, like, you know, people need to see it to believe it. So like using those like transformation photos, is seriously so huge. And so we've all seen success with these programs with ourselves. So we should be sharing these, you know, these photos or just talking about, you know, the health benefits and things that you've noticed since drinking Shakeology even, or using some of your coaches' successes that they've had. Like you can use like their pictures, or you can use something that they've said about what Shakeology has done to them and share it. Like all that kind of stuff is huge. Like people want to see that it really is working. So I like that she said that because, you know, Lauren does a good job of that, you know, sharing like how her body has changed and things like that and how she feels so much better. And her energy's up since starting this. So I think that that's definitely key. People do need to see it to believe it. The other thing too that I liked was that she was saying that, you know, when we reach out to people, I mean, don't be worried about it. I mean, obviously you're going to get a little nervous, but I mean, this is all to try to help improve people's lives, like save lives basically is what it is. So people need you. So when you're reaching out to them, you know, don't worry about bothering them or annoying them. You know, people are literally sitting around waiting for someone to come knocking on their door like you guys to help them and help pull them up by their bootstraps and get them going in a direction to help them live a healthier life. Most people don't know where to start. Most people don't know what the heck to do. A lot of people don't even want to even think about going to a gym because they're so overweight and unhealthy. They're embarrassed. And so home workouts and what we do is like the best thing for those types of people to get into. And the majority of the world is overweight and obese. So people are sitting around right now, like waiting for you. You gotta think about it that way. I like how she said too that she like keeps a picture of herself from before, you know, out that she can look at so that it drives her to move forward. You know, and I think that's really important in this business is that we think about, we need to be focused on moving forward in this business, you know. You can look back at the past and kind of see where you were, but use it to drive you further forward, you know. Don't let anything in the past kind of get you hung up and hold you back from where your future is going to be going, where you want this to take you. And then too, like, I think another reason too why, like I said, why she's like moved like fast with this and, you know, is seeing such success is because like you heard her say, you know, she wants this badly. So, I mean, she'll say it, I'm going to the top. I want this badly. And, she's, you know, making some sacrifices along the way. Like, it's true, like seriously, not for nothing, but folding laundry around the house. I mean, is that going to really, I mean, that's not going to really get you anywhere, you know? So that's kind of like, I know it's bad, but I mean, my house is completely falling apart over here. It really is, like, because honestly, like Nick and I have both said it, you know, that when I have any kind of downtime, which is very little during the day, it's probably like an hour during the day when the kids nap, you know, I get my workout in, I get my shower in, there's very little time left. I'm going to be spending it on the business and sacrifices the house, getting a little bit, you know, not, you know, picked up and tidied and focus it on the business. You know, actually, we seriously had a cleaning lady come to our house, guys, the other day for the first time in like 3 years, just because, I mean, we can't afford it. And I'm not kidding you guys. Do you want to know how long she spent here cleaning this house? Yeah, you're going to crap your pants. She spent almost 10 hours here in this house cleaning it. 10 hours. So I guess it kind of needed some cleaning. I basically told her, you know, I haven't dusted or done a damn thing in like a long time. So just kind of do what needs to be done to get this house clean because it's filthy. So those kind of things kind of take a back seat. And then also I like how she said how, you know, the naysayers and stuff, there are people who are going to look at you and who are going to think that this is a joke and, oh, please, like, yeah, they're going to hear your goals or whatever. And they're going to say, oh, please, yeah, that's not going to happen. Come on. Oh, this company's not going to last for that long. And they'll say, you know, every single negative thing in the book. And honestly, like when I hear that stuff, like I don't get down on myself. You know, I don't think like, oh, maybe they're right or woe is me. I think, okay, you be the fool. Oh, you keep sitting on the sidelines and watching because I'm going to show you. And I'm already showing you now slowly because, you know, as you can tell, this business is all about, you know, progress over, you know, time. It's not like a get rich quick thing overnight, and it's consistency and it's hitting Success Club every single month and getting the ball rolling and the momentum going. But then, you know what? You'll be where you want to be if you stick with it. So I thought those were all good points that you brought up, Lauren. So thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Lauren or for me while you have us on here? Anything that's been like, you know, just brewing inside, anything you need to know or hear about, or, you know, and if you guys seriously, like I know I say it all the time, but I mean, the goal is like, guys, like I really want all of you to have your own like team, like your own big team. Like I want you guys all running like team calls like this, like eventually, you know, and, you know, growing your business and growing your team and stuff. So, I mean, the only way that that's going to happen is to just keep talking about this opportunity to people, keep making posts on Facebook about the opportunity and what it's done for you, even if it's something really small. It doesn't matter. People are watching you, and the more people you talk to about the business, the more people you're going to bring in. So a really good goal is to try to shoot for like 2 active coaches every single month. Try to take advantage of the coach sneak peeks when they come up. That's a really good way to get people into those. They usually go on every 2 weeks. I'm going to be doing my own like very soon. I've been totally dragging my feet with this. Honestly, I have. Like, it's so well overdue. So for now, we're just going to keep using Liz's, but that's my next big goal, is to get that done. So use that. If you don't have time for that, like sometimes you just don't, and you're just in a crunch, and you want to get somebody in and you want to get the ball rolling. There's a 30-minute webinar that someone from Keith Callahan's group created, one of the leaders that's been doing this for years, and he's a gym owner. And I could send that to you. I know I've sent it to some of you guys, but it's 30 minutes and it's really good. So if anybody needs that, you can send that to them too. You can get somebody to set up a call, and I'm more than happy to do a 3-way call with people and just talk about it with them. That's really the best thing you could do. Don't spend all your time trying to type and talk to people about it, because it's just so much information to type about. They need to hear you, and they need to hear like the excitement in your voice. So like I said, I'm always around if you need that help with that. Let me see if there's any questions here. Oh yeah, because Kelly said it right over here. She has a question on how to motivate her discount coaches. So yeah, this is like a tricky one. It really is. So, I mean, I sign up everybody as a discount coach, obviously. When I first sign them up, I mean, I always ask them, are you interested in getting the cost of your Shakeology covered? Are you interested in getting it, like a good amount of it covered for, or just getting it completely covered? And if they say yes, then I work with them really closely and help them try to bring in at least 2 to 3 friends during that month, so that way they can make their money back. If they get 3 people, then they've made their money back and they've earned a little bit of money. So I try to do that. And I'll add them to my team page. So if you have anybody right now that is a discount coach, hold on, I'm just making a note real quick here. Something else just came into my mind, sorry. Okay. Yeah, if you have a discount coach who is like even the slightest bit interested in becoming an active coach or getting the cost of their Shakeology covered, I always ask them if they want to be added to the team page for extra motivation. Because believe it or not, a lot of people in there end up deciding to become a coach like 6 to 8 months later after being in that page and being just a discount coach and watching what goes on. So you can ask them, and if they have any kind of small like interest in active coaching, even down the line, add them to the team page. As far as that though, if people say that they're not, like, I don't have time, like I've had people just tell me like, I absolutely do not have time, I just need to get myself in shape, then I don't push the issue for them really at all. I just keep trying to like recruit new people, because that's one of the things that kind of what Alex Bunton, the East Region leader, was kind of talking to us about, is that, sometimes we tend to spend a lot of time with just the people that we just have. And it's important in this business, if you want it to grow, that you're continuing to constantly recruit and bring new people in. You don't want to, it's like you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, and put, 100% of all your energy there. You constantly want to be bringing in new people and like dispersing the energy. So make sure that you're doing that. And then if you are a diamond now and you don't have your own team page, now is probably a good time to start thinking about, a team name that you'd want to like represent you, something that maybe means something to you, or just can be anything. It really doesn't matter. To start to create that. So that way now when you start to bring in your active coaches, you can add them to your page and start to grow your page, and then also add them to, Forever Strong too, for, additional support. Just to start to grow it. You're going to hear crickets at first. Trust me, guys. I mean, there was nothing. I'd put posts up in my page and no one would like it. No one would comment at first. No one was posting in the page. But now it's picked up quite a bit. So it's a time thing. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. I don't know if that answered your question, Kelly. It did? Okay. I know. The best thing that you can do is honestly, like I said, just ask them and add them to the page, even if they have any kind of interest at all in doing it down the road. Does anybody have anything else?
All right. My thing is, I find that like I have a couple new coaches, and I feel like I was just talking to someone about this. I'm constantly repeating myself over and over. So I want to find a way that I can make a video or a way to share with them. Like you know what, the other day when Colleen did that call, I wanted to ask her this question, but my computer shut off because it sucked. So I actually I messaged her after and I said, listen, I really had a question for you and I just didn't get to ask. And she said that she just made a short, a video, like a welcome coach video, and just hit 3 points. Like, as a new coach, I want you to try to sign up 2 or 3 people to get the cost of your Shakeology covered. And there was a couple other ones. And then she also does like a new coach webinar, which I'm not really sure about what a webinar would be. Yep. And then I think, there was a couple other ones, like she did a Zoom. She uses Zoom and does a screen share and does like an intro to the Coach Online Office, which I know as a new coach, like signing on, you're looking at it, you're like, what the hell am I looking at?
True.
I mean, I wasn't really like that myself. I was like, get me in there. I want to know what's going on. But I have to understand that not everyone's going to be gung-ho about it like I am, or computer savvy, they might not even know what they're looking at.
Right.
I'm in the state where I want to create something. I mean, whether we do it as a team, that's cool too, or individually, whatever works. But I want to create something where I can just say, here's a YouTube channel or here's a video. Watch it. If you have questions after, let me know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what we should or how we could go about doing something like that.
No, I think that's a good idea. What I've been doing really, because you're talking about like brand new coaches, right? That you get?
Yeah, like, you sign up a coach, now you have to switch a leg. Now going through that process with a coach is like,
So this is what I do. So I can share this with you guys. So when I get somebody to sign up and they want to be an active coach, I immediately schedule with them a getting started right call. And in that call with them, that is where I go over with them that, okay, here are your goals for your first month. All right. You need to, you're going to shoot to become, you're not going to shoot. You're going to become an Emerald coach and you're going to hit Success Club 5. And I tell them how to do that and what that means and why it's important. And I kind of just go through the basics with that first call. Like I'll say, okay, you're going to be, I want you, being a product of the product. So I want you waking up every day, drinking your Shakeology when you can, getting in your workouts every day. Your goal is to hit Success Club by the end of the month. This is why it's important. Becoming an Emerald coach. So now you can start collecting the Team Cycle bonus money. And you want to start posting on your page every single day, and you want to start messaging people every single day, and I'll give them my scripts and stuff. I start there with it. And then what I do is I send them over the welcome to Beachbody email that I think I sent to all of you guys when you guys became it. But then I attach like different things. So I mean, I can send you what I show you too, what I send them to. But it basically is like there's a getting started right coach checklist, and it tells them exactly how to go in and set up direct deposit, and it tells them all about leg placement and how you go in and switch to leg placement, and that you need to do it before you send the link and sign somebody up each time. It goes over like all that nitty-gritty stuff. So I sent one email that has all those in it, and then I send another email that has all of the Shakeology recipes, the 21-day fix recipes, and all of the workout program documents. And I just tell them, save it on your computer in a folder. So if people ever ask about it down the road, you can, send it to them instead of constantly repeating yourself when you're talking to people. And then I try to really bust my butt more towards the end of the month to bring in new active coaches. So that way I can get them on the phone and I can get them up and running at the very beginning of the next month. So that way they can get plugged right into the coach basics training that they have. Nick made the video too for the Coach Online Office that goes all through that, kind of takes you through it, which is really helpful to coaches. I got feedback from a couple people a couple months back, and that was one of the things that they wanted. So I had Nick do that. So that's all in there. And then that way, they're in it from the beginning all the way to the end, which is nice.
Good idea, Carly.
So you could try to do something like that too. you know, as far as like, it's just, you know what the thing is like, you want to try to save yourself as much time as possible. Like, especially as you grow and start to bring in more active coaches, if there's not like a good system in place, then it'll be like, holy moly, it's totally overwhelming, because then you got team calls and you got, you know, coach basics calls and you got like your one-on-one calls, and it starts to get like, holy moly. But if you can try to like, you know, work yourself to bring in your active coaches and get that stuff all set up by the end of the month, then it's like they're golden, because then they have that brand new month. They have 30 days, sometimes 30 plus days to hit Success Club, become an Emerald coach, go through the full training, and it's just much smoother. Whereas if they kind of hop in the middle of the month, then it's kind of like you're kind of just winging it yourself, and then they got to wait till the next training starts the following month. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, we could talk about like putting together like a webinar. All we would do for that was just, you know, we would just do like a recording, and then it would just, you know, on YouTube type of deal. And then like whoever signed up, we could just send it to them, you know, like instead of maybe, but you know what I think though too, it's important to get on the phone with them too right off the bat, because you do want to hear like why they're getting into this, you know, like that's where people struggle, and, you know, helping their coaches move forward is, you know, getting them to figure out what their why is. So I don't even know if that answered your question.
You're good.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else? Let me see. I got it. This thing's in here. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I've been using Dropbox. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Because honestly, it's true. And like, and it is hard. Like, you know, I mean, I didn't bring on any active coaches, guys, until like, I mean, I brought on my one friend, Daryl, because I knew her from college, you know, but I didn't bring on any other friends or anybody until like, I mean, I was almost like, I was a good like 5 months in at that point, you know? So, I mean, the earlier you can do it though, the better, because that's how you grow this. And that's how you have like a huge team. So the earlier you can start recruiting and bringing people in, the better, obviously. So I can send you guys, if you want, like, just send me like a message after if you're interested in this. You know, if you are like actively recruiting coaches in and bringing in people every single month, you know, let me know, and I can send you my exact email with the attachments that I send to them. I do 2 emails. Like I said, I do that first call, and then I do the 2 emails to help them, and then I go from there. So if you guys want any of that, just send me a message. Anything else, guys? No? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. And Lauren, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. You were awesome. I love hearing from other people on the team, and I think it's really good for teammates to hear from other people on the team, and we can learn from each other, you know. And I hope you guys all have a good night, and I will see you the next time. Bye, guys.